And we are live. This is October 31st, 2025. This is actually Halloween. Happy Halloween. Let me know your questions and comments, guest suggestions in this live chat. But you might be saying to yourself, why am I looking at this crazy looking cowboy right now in this live chat? And the reason is because this is Halloween, and we are going to be asking spirits if it's possible to predict the lottery in this, but also diving into your questions. But there is some interesting stuff happening with all kinds of lotteries around the world. But I want to start real quickly with the Mega Millions. But let me know in this live chat if this is no longer live. That's okay. Let me know. Like, where are you watching from? Where in the world are you watching from? And which lottery games do you play if you play the lottery? And if you don't play the lottery, that's okay. But we are talking about that right now. We actually have some we're going to get a little crazy today, a little different. We have some dowsing rods we're going to break out here in a little bit. But I do want to, let's dive into this real quickly. You guys want to check this out because there's a couple jackpots that are extremely high this Halloween. The largest at the moment on Earth is this right here, 700. Check this out, 754 million annuitized jackpot. That is for Mega Millions in the United States. It's the ninth largest Mega Millions jackpot in history. And it's 754 million up for grabs tonight on Halloween. That is a 352.8 million lump sum, which most lottery winners opt for. Not everybody, but a lot of people do. Up for grabs tonight. Good Lord. So they say if you celebrate Halloween, many people go trick or treating. So is that a trick or a treat? That is a 754 million jackpot treat, potentially for somebody. But Mega Millions did put out a press release that basically said, well, one of the things they said anyway was there's been a drawing on Halloween 6 previous times in Mega Millions history, but none of those produced a jackpot win on the ghostly day. So that doesn't mean it can't happen, though. Anything is possible. And for somebody, this could be a spooktacular day. But let's take a look real quick, too, before we dive into this chat, because this chat room is blowing up. But I want to take a look at this, too, because many of you are playing Euro Millions. We're going to get to Powerball, too. But check this out. Euro Millions is 75 million euros. That is tax-free in many places. 75 million up for grabs October 31st. Let me know, where are you watching from? Which lottery games do you play? If you play the lottery, let me know. Big money, says Curly. That's right. What in the world? That's right, Nate. What in the world? It's the stash, isn't it? It's the stash. This is love the costume. Well, thank you, Tay Money Brown. Thank you. Yes. So yesterday we had a members only live, and the members voted on this costume. They got to vote on which costume I was going to wear today, and this was the winner. So happy Halloween, Tim. Thanks for sharing today. Happy Halloween to you. Happy Halloween to you. I won the lottery. Says movies. Speaking of movies, who likes? I love all kinds of movies, but I love horror movies. Who likes horror movies? What's your favorite horror movie? From Los Angeles, I play all the games. Diana Paredes, thank you for being a member. Thank you so much for being a member. And Diana plays all the games. Nice costume. When is the next interview coming out? Calvin Porter, we have a testimonial coming out next week with someone who won some very interesting prizes from a casino, but she very much believes in manifestation and intuition and that sort of thing. And a lot of people I meet and interview do believe in that sort of thing. And you might find it kind of hard to take someone dressed like this seriously with a mustache that's half falling off and this crazy hat, but that is what we do. So I love horror movies. Lisa Howe. All right, Lisa. Well, welcome. And hello in Deutschland to Grace Grace, hello in Germany. Do you ever? Okay, the stash looks good on you, old cowboy Tim. Well, thank you, Curly. Thank you, Curly Girl Bree. Thank you very, very much. And here, oh my gosh. So I won the Powerball in 1999. Feels like just yesterday, but it was 1999. And so every time I get a super that is 1999 or with the lucky nines, it is so extremely meaningful and symbolic and thoughtful. So the crystal narrative with the very generous 1999 super. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to tip my hat to you. Let's give a big shout out to the Crystal Narrative, who says, I can't stay, but stop by to say happy Halloween, Cowboy Tim. Happy Halloween to you. Thank you very much. Blessings to you. Thank you for your support. I really, really appreciate it. Hereditary is my favorite horror movie, says Maria. Yeah, that's a popular one. That's a pretty decent one. Tanya Shaw with a $1 super. Thank you very much, Tanya Shaw, who's already a member. Thank you. Amazing. Blessings to you. And I wish you good luck if you're playing the lottery. I member for 7 months. Adam the Carbuck guy has been a member for 7 months. Oh my gosh. I am going to have to wax my mustache for that and give you a tip of the hat. Thank you very much. He says, best channel on YouTube is ready. Be ready to interview me. Well, thank you, Adam the Car Guy. I am ready. I am ready. We are ready. So let's make it happen. I wish you good luck. If you do play the lottery, Adam the Car Guy and anybody else watching, always play responsibly, of course. But hey, if you win, we definitely want to interview you. And here is a new member, Kate Hastings. Kate Hastings, welcome to this community, Kate. Thank you. Welcome. We do have members only lives. There's a lot of behind the scenes content, and depending on which level of membership you are, some members get early access to new interviews before they are released to the public. So, but regardless of which level, thank you very much for being a member and welcome to this community. You guys always remind me to buy a ticket, Rio El Mystic. Well, it only takes one to win, and that's true. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. Try telling a lottery winner that it's not possible to win. Just only spend what you can afford to lose, but it is possible. Somebody's going to win. It is possible. So barely made it, but it's my first time in a live. Happy Halloween, everyone. Raven Lady Studios, happy Halloween to you. And Bernie is a lottery winner. It's done now. So Bernie TV, thank you for your comments. Okay. All right. So do you take time to let it sink in, or spend it, or do you start spending it immediately? Well, Calvin Porter, that's a great question. And it really depends upon the person that wins. But for me, I didn't make any huge purchases immediately. I had to, first get really an understanding of what I could or couldn't afford and what I wanted to do, and have a financial plan together before I made like any major purchases. And that's what I suggest that anybody does if you win a major prize. So, but it doesn't mean you can't, but I think it's better to kind of have an understanding of that before you do that. What's the biggest thing you learned about people after winning? That's another great question. And it's so funny to answer these very serious questions dressed like this, but this is a very serious question. So I am going to answer this. What's the biggest thing you've learned about people after winning the lottery? The biggest thing I've learned there's a lot of things that there's, obviously there's a lot of, disparity in the world. And if you win the lottery and most of the people around you have not won the lottery, they might look at you a little differently. Some people, not everyone, not everyone, but some people, especially people that don't know you as well. At least that was my experience. I can't speak for all lottery winners. So it can change how people perceive you. So that's one one thing, but it's not all bad. It's not all bad. It just depends on the person, because personalities become magnified. Who you are, who are the people around you, really, and how much you win. All these things matter, I would say, and what you do afterwards matters too. I think you said the first thing you bought was an N6. That's right. I bought the latest, greatest video game system at the time. It was an N64, which I am totally dating myself. But yeah, good memory. I'm tipping my hat to you. And here is a 199, very thoughtful super from Thomas Family Life. Thomas Family Life, thank you very much. Blessings to you. Thank you so much for your support. It truly means a lot. Thank you. And I wish you good luck if you are playing the lottery. It says, Cowboy, I see you bringing the rodeo to Halloween. That's right. That's right. The rodeo is right here. This is spooktacular. Someone is getting... Is it going to be a trick or a treat? I think it's going to be a treat, and it could be. There's some major lottery jackpots. We covered Mega Millions and Euro Millions earlier, but here's another one that's super popular in the USA. 400 million. Powerball is going up so quickly. It's impressive to me. So it's 400 million annuitized jackpot up for grabs tomorrow. That's a 189 lump sum. And my mustache just got so excited it halfway fell off, but that's a 189 million lump sum for tomorrow night, Saturday, November 1st, the first day of November. So that is going up very quickly. Thank you, Thomas Family Life, for the very generous super. And I wish you good luck if you are playing. So thank you so much. I purchased lottery tickets. Yesterday, and right after I bought me some chips and a drink, and the total came out to 777. Those are some lucky sevens right there. The 3 sevens. Jordan Butler, 4894, has the luck on his side. Thank you for your comment, Jordan. Yeah, what do you guys think about that? Like signs when you see repeating numbers. Does that have meaning to you? Because it does for a lot of people. Or if you see on a clock, it says like 111 or 333. Calvin Porter with the 99-cent super. Calvin, thank you, Calvin. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Blessings to you, and I wish you good luck. Thank you for your support, Calvin Porter. So we are going to bust out these dowsing rods here momentarily in a few minutes. But yes, signs, guide me. Yes. Well, here's what I have a couple things that I definitely want to say about signs, because I have noticed with my own life, of course, many of you know I've had dreams about things before they've happened, and I still continue to do that because I don't know why. Some people just do that, and there are ways, excuse me, like meditative ways to really get into that intentionally as well. But I have noticed signs that many people do notice before major life changes, not necessarily just the lottery, but all kinds of things with intuition and with signs and synchronicities and that sort of thing. So I put together a free list of some of those and pinned it in the chat. If you guys are interested, check that out. But what's something non-material you gained from the experience? Something non-material gained from winning the lottery? That's a really good question as well. Non-material. Well, I mean, there's so many things that are non-material. I would say non-material, it changed my life more than material, because it can provide time, it can help with quality of life, I would say, resources and that sort of thing. It doesn't mean everything's like all jolly and everything is perfect and you don't have any problems. It's just that they change into other things, and it depends on the person and what your situation is. So hopefully that answers your question. Is it? Hopefully, okay. My first comment that made your live is a screenshot at 6:49 p.m. for the Lotto 649, and is on my vision board. Can't you say hi to my husband, Johnny? Huge fans and can't wait to be on your show. Positive Pam 649. Thank you very much. It's great to see you. Thank you so much for being such a huge supporter. And let's give a huge shout out to your husband, Johnny. So anybody that's here in this chat, let's go ahead and give a shout out to Johnny, to her husband, Johnny. Positive Pam 649 is a huge supporter, And yes, Lotto 649 is an extremely popular game in Canada. And I wish you good luck, Positive Pam. Love the hat. Well, thank you. We had to upgrade today. We had to upgrade. This hat is it's a little bigger than what we normally wear on here, but thank you. Pam, gotta get that 649. That's right. We wishing good luck to Pam. Loving the costume. Okay. Hey, Timothy, thank you. Kids. Well, I have a couple right here that I'm about to pull out because I'm summoning my inner self. It's about to happen. Well, it depends how you what do you guys think about dowsing rods? First of all, let me know, because we are gonna, and let's pull this video down for a second. So this is, and pull this comment down too. Let's get this, see if we can pull this down, because I want people to be able to see this. Okay. So here are some dowsing rods, and we are going to, and I just see as it goes out into, like if I were to, I'm just going to hold it. This isn't how you're supposed to hold it. I just want to see if you guys can still see it with this background. It looks like we can. So, okay. So we're going to do this. So what do you believe that spirits, first of all, I personally strongly believe in spirits and life after death. I've interviewed a number of near-death experience survivors. I believe in, the quantum field. I shouldn't even use the word belief, because that's sort of like not up for debate of, it's actually real that our energy is beyond just what we experience in our physical bodies. So anyway, so whatever your beliefs are, do you believe that dowsing rods, that it's possible for spirits to, use dowsing rods and give us messages? Some people do, some people don't. We're going to try it out here. So I'm not like a dowsing rods expert, by the way. I only do this once a year on these Halloween lives, in fact, just as a fun thing to do. So that's where I do these. And because I believe if I'm really trying to contact spirits, then I don't need like a device. I believe in prayer and that sort of thing. And I believe we can get messages. So that's what I believe. But these are fun. Some people swear by them. And, sometimes they do things like this. And I have found by using these that when they go in like that, it usually means no. And when it goes out the other direction, which it's not doing right now, but when it does that, it usually means, at least for me, it means yes. So I found it helpful to ask yes or no questions when using the dowsing rods. Although I've never used dowsing rods wearing a mustache and a huge hat like this. So it's going to be interesting. So if you have any questions for the dowsing rods, let me know in this live chat and I'll try to pull it up here. But excuse me. Happy Halloween, everyone. That's right. Happy Halloween. Hey, Tim, Atlanta here. Well, welcome. Welcome from Atlanta. Cool tools. Thank you. I love it. Steve Harvey mustache. End of September, baby. Any special numbers come to you for me? Heather. Heather wants a lucky number. How about lucky number 9? That's coming to mind at the moment, Heather. But play responsibly. Never spend more than you can afford. I have to say that. We are all financially wealthy, but I love your energy. Okay. And would you say you learned something about? All right. Do you think it's true? We're going to get to these dowsing rods in just a moment, guys. Do you think it's true that when you see who you truly are when you have nothing, and also when you have everything? Would you say you learned more about yourself after the win? Well, I definitely learned more about myself after the win, but I wouldn't say that's because of the lottery. It's because of my mindset, because I intentionally tried to work on myself and really get into that. Like I really practiced trying to enhance because winning the lottery was so surreal anyway, but then to have done that after having this dream about it. And I had other dreams prior to that, but that sort of was like adding fuel to the fire of what I already was into. And so I was like, oh my gosh. So I really tried to expand my intuition and really get into and learn about spirituality and connection with spirit and that sort of thing. So for me personally, that's what I did, and which includes learning more about myself. And so I don't think that's necessarily because of the lottery, but that's what I did. And but you don't have to win the lottery to do that. Most people don't, in fact. I mean, you can do that through meditation. You can read, there's a million books out there. There's all kinds of practices. In fact, I'm putting together, well, I put together this list that I pinned in the chat, but I'm putting together what I do into some exercises for other people. That's not available yet, so I haven't really mentioned it much, but I am working on that. So yeah. Do you still play the lottery? Not very often, but if something inspires me, I'm gonna ask these maybe if I should play the lottery. Do you believe in the multiverse and that everybody can be a lottery winner? Well, I mean, I guess theoretically, if you believe in the quantum field, and I there I go using the word believe again, but in the quantum field, they say there's like I think an infinite number of there's all kinds of different dimensions and things happening simultaneously. It's really hard to think like to contemplate on top of each other. So if you accept that hypothetically for just a moment that that is the case, then why? Then if that theory is true, if that is true, then I guess the answer would be yes. But I'm not. That would be a question for a quantum physicist, I think. Thank you. I love watching the podcast. Heather, thank you, Heather. Thank you very much. Do you believe in destiny? Because law of attraction or manifestation aren't in our hands if destiny is real. And someone asked a similar question yesterday in the live chat about that destiny. And it's an interesting topic because we all know that, or many of us know at least, that time is relative. So it's not how we experience it necessarily from past to present to future. That's how we experience it. But time is relative. So with that in mind, meaning that it can change. Like, for example, you can even see it on the micro level here on Earth. If you are at a very high altitude or a very low altitude, the time will really change by just a little bit. And if you go theoretically way out of the atmosphere, it really changes. So what I'm getting at is that time is relative. They have many experiments out there, such as with Dr. Dean Radin, who I interviewed, and people like that who have studied presentiment about physiological reactions in the body before the conscious mind knows that something's going to happen. So all of these types of things point to that some parts of us can sense things before we experience them in this reality. So if that is true, then is it still possible to create, or is it just destined that it's going to happen because quantum physics says it's all happening at the same time? And I believe that we are creative. I mean, strongly that we are creative beings. We are creative and we create our lives. So that doesn't mean that we can't create or that we don't create. I believe that we do. But at the same time, I believe that it's possible. Like things are like, you can see a little bit ahead if you go out above it and look down, so to speak. That's a really bad metaphor, but it's sort of true that I don't think it's independent. It's one or the other. I don't think things are just destined or that we're just like, I believe it's connected and it's energy, really. It's energy. So I do things are apt to happen before they happen. I do believe that because I've had so many dreams about things before they've happened. But I also believe that I can create, and that not just me, but people, you can create. We are creative beings. So I could talk about this for an hour, but it's a very, very interesting topic. So thank you very much for the question. And I do think that, we can look into, I believe that we can see things before they happen. Some people, and they sense them because of these experiments, and that time is relative, which is, what would you tell your past self the day before winning? The past self the day before winning. I would say, this is a good question. Past self the day before winning. I would say, buckle up because your life is about to change, and in a very big way. and just be true to yourself, stay grounded, and yeah, and congratulations. That's what I would say to myself. So it's like a new chapter. And that's what I think maybe did happen, because I had this very vivid dream after I won, but before I knew I won, where it was like, and I've talked about this publicly, so I'm not going to go into it too deep, but I had this another very vivid dream that night where I was like signified the end of something, the end of a production, the end of a show, an end of a act, like the curtain was coming down, like that sort of thing. And right as that happened, literally to the millisecond, my father started banging on the door. He's like, "Tim, get up, get up. You sold the winning lottery ticket." And so anyway, I just don't think that's a coincidence. But if you do, that's okay. I respect you, especially wearing an outfit like this. How can you believe someone like me? After winning the lottery in 1999, that's 26 years ago. How do you maintain your money? Well, I try to, excuse me, live within a budget, my friend. Live within a budget. But yeah, I mean, just don't go out and it's easy to spend money, but I think you just have to be. What's important is to speak with financial advisors and have a plan together after you win, so you're not just out there like way, way, way overspending. I think that's the most important thing as far as if you want to be financially responsible. But if you want to just go out and buy whatever you want forever, then more power to you. But it depends how much you win too, because 10 million, 50 million, 100 million, a billion, 1,500,000, like all these amounts are very, very different. And for some people, they're all kind of grouped together, and you can think, oh, well, you can do the same thing with $1 million that you can do with like hundreds of millions or tens of millions. It's like kind of grouped the same. But once you have an understanding of how far it does or doesn't go, or what you can or can't do with your goals, then it kind of changes things too, because then, it becomes more, you just have a better understanding. Unless you're already a financial advisor or you're already into investments or that sort of thing, you might not know necessarily. And that's the case for a lot of people that win, I would argue. Quantum physics is like the choices we make. The choice you make in life puts you in a different timeline in your current reality. We are in co-creation with the universe. Multimillionaire K. Yes. And that's, I think, kind of what I was getting out earlier. I love that. Thank you very much. And if you don't believe that, anyone watching this, that's okay too. I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything, but quantum physics is extremely interesting. I bought 3 scratch offs today, didn't win anything, bought a quick pick, and I played the numbers. I will win something today. Butta beans, cool. I wish you good luck. Play responsibly, though. Is anyone buying one of those Neo robots when they win? I don't know. That's a good question, Sherry. That's a good question. If you are, comment in this chat. But in the meantime, we're going to get to some of these. Let's going to pull out these dowsing rods here. And I want to ask a few questions. If you guys have questions that you want me to ask with these dowsing rods, then let me know in this live chat. And let me pull this. Okay, so let's start out with this question. Let me make sure let's get this off of here so we can see what we're doing here. There we go. All right, so we have these dowsing rods. I never, by the way, throughout my life, thought I would be on camera someday with a giant hat and a mustache, dressed like this with dowsing rods. It's not something I thought about until I think yesterday when I was doing a members only live, and everyone was like, you should be the cowboy, because they got to vote on what I would be today. So here we go. All right, so we've established that if the dowsing rods go out, like pointing away from me, then that means yes. If they go in, then it's more like that one's doing, then it's more of a, but usually both of them, then it's more of a no. So will someone watching this live or the replay win the lottery? And sometimes I have to be patient because it just doesn't do anything. So we'll let it say, will someone who's watching this live video or the replay win the lottery? Let's see. What's it? So one of them is a defiant yes, and one of them seems like it's sort of going on. I'm just going to give it some time. So, will someone who's watching this live or this replay win the lottery? Okay, I think that I'm going to take that as a yes. But do spirits influence luck or chance? Do spirits influence luck or chance? And you can chime in here too in the live chat or in the comments below this video because we want to hear your opinion. Do spirits influence luck or chance? This thing, well, I have one, so they're both going that direction. So seems like, oh, now they're both going out. I'm gonna say that means yes. I think it's saying yes. Okay. Can dreams reveal winning lottery numbers? Can dreams reveal winning lottery numbers? Yes or no? Spirits, tell us on this Halloween, this spooktacular Halloween. Can a person dream about winning lottery numbers? Can they reveal that? Yes or no? Okay. I'm gonna take that as a yes, but what do you guys think? We're gonna get to some more questions, but I want to get to some of your guys' questions as well. Loving this. Well, I'm glad to hear it. This is spooktacular. We only do this once a year, these Halloween lives. I'm gonna win partially. All right. I wish you good luck. Play responsibly. I make my own luck. Well, thank you for your comment. There are actually many people that do believe that we create our own luck. We talk a lot about that on this channel. You don't need some dowsing rods to tell you whether you're lucky after all. How do you feel about it? Henry Ford, the famous Henry Ford, said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And I think our perspective, our energy really matters, but so do our action steps, of course. But okay, here's a $5 very generous super. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your support. It really, truly means a lot. Thank you. Blessings to you. He says, hello, Tim. How did you deal with meeting new people who would ask you what you do for a living? Also, did you experience less respect from some people? That's a very good question. And yeah, so I've written about this quite a bit in a book that I've been working on that's currently with an editor, and it may be out in, I don't know, maybe a couple months or so if I self-publish, or maybe next year sometime if it's a traditional publisher. Right now we're trying to establish that. But to get to your question, and if you want to get updates on the book, by the way, it's in the description of this YouTube channel, so you guys can check that out. But how did I handle that? And that's really a common thing, because if you come across a large amount of money that's sudden wealth, whether it's winning the lottery jackpot, which could happen, it can happen, it is possible. Whether it's that, whether it's an inheritance, whether it's something else, there's lots of ways of coming across sudden wealth. Or maybe you're like some sort of sports superstar. There's all kinds of ways. If you come across sudden wealth, like a significant amount of money, then, I mean, if you're not already in the public spotlight, I said the sports star thing, but just assume you're not and people don't know what's happening and you don't want the whole world to know, then what are you going to say? I mean, you could say you're into crypto. You could say anything, really. You don't have to say that you're a lottery winner. You don't have to. Or you can come onto the show anonymously. But how I dealt with it is, I mean, it was a learning curve, to be honest. It took a long time to learn, because I was extremely uncomfortable telling people about it. So it was definitely a learning curve. And for some people, I just would say, well, I've always done something. First of all, I've never just sat around because it makes me unhappy. I've always worked. After I won the lottery, I went back to college because it's something I wanted to do. So I studied broadcast news and journalism and liberal arts before that, and then film. So I studied all these things, and that was that's work. I mean, it's legitimate. That takes a lot of work. It's a lot of homework and all kinds of things. But then I worked on several other, like tons of other productions, television productions, documentaries, films, different things and different productions. And that also was work. So when someone would come to me and ask, "Hey, what do you do?" Then I would be honest and say, "Well, this is what I do." But I would not say that about the lottery or anything like that, because it wasn't really relevant, other than I guess it could be for money. But it's interesting because in our culture, at least in a lot of places, it's very common to say, "So what do you do?" Like in small talk. And I don't think I advise for most people to necessarily say, "Well, I just won the lottery and I'm just kind of hanging out and sitting around for the." You can say that if you want to, though. Say whatever you want to say. But it was definitely a learning curve on the language to use and what to say to certain people. So thank you very much. Hopefully that answers your question, because it's a good question and I appreciate that. What kind of people usually win the lottery? Are they usually kind, hardworking people? They are. It's every most of the people I've met and interviewed on this channel and on this podcast are extremely kind, and many of them are hardworking people, and many of them, not all of them, but many of them are spiritual as well. I can't generalize, like, because everybody's so different, but in general, there are all kinds of people that win. Not everyone that wins the lottery necessarily is a kind, hardworking person, I would say. Although I have not interviewed someone that wasn't kind, but I'm just assuming, because you see some of the stories in media. All right. It's 20,000 for those robots, by the way. Good Lord, is 20,000 for a robot? By the way, I'd buy the stock. I think people would want them despite their weird. So Sherry was, yeah. Okay. So yeah, Sherry, I appreciate that. 20,000 for a robot. That is, yeah. Would you guys do that? If you have 20,000 to spend on a robot, would you do that? I guess it depends what the robot does. Tim, I had another dream about winning the lottery. Think of my jackpot is coming soon. Well, first of all, yeah, anything is possible. I just think I'm not in your head, so I don't know what the dream meant to you. I don't know how real it was to you, and so I can't really speak for that, to be honest. But I can say that there are many people that have won the lottery after having dreams about it, because I've met them. But always, always, always play responsibly. Never spend more than you can afford to lose. It's very important, and have fun. That's my advice. But if you have a dream about it and then you win, then that's all the better. And we will definitely want to hear from you on this show. So I do wish you good luck. And the fact that you dreamt about it means it's in your subconscious mind, which is pretty interesting. I definitely wish you good luck. Play responsibly, though. Did you feel pressure to give certain people money just because they're family? Calvin Porter, question: did I feel pressure because they're family? I felt like maybe there was pressure, but I definitely felt like I wanted to help people that I loved. So there was a desire to do that. So I guess that is true. If you're reading this, you are a lottery winner, Rio L Mystic. Rio, appreciate your comment. Okay. All right. So we want to get back to these dowsing rods here, guys. About positive Pam. I had so many dreams about winning the lottery, but last night I woke up dreaming about winning, went back to sleep, and dreamt about telling Johnny about the exact dream of winning. Inception. I love that. And hello to Johnny. Big shout out to Johnny, your husband. And Tay Money Brown is in it to win it. Let's see what the dowsing rods say about being in it to win it. We're going to dive back into this real quick, because this is an unusual live today, where we are asking the spirits for messages about the lottery. So let's try to get this off the screen and ask it some questions. If you have a question that you guys want me to ask the dowsing rods, and you're lucky enough to be here live, then let me know. All right. So here's a question, because we all know there's a couple of lotteries happening tonight. some huge ones. The largest one is the Mega Millions, which we got to earlier, which is the 9th largest in the history of the game of Mega Millions, by the way. And although no one's won on Halloween for quite a while with the Mega Millions, but it's exciting. That's happening tonight. $754 million annuitized jackpot up for grabs. So let's ask the dowsing rods, will someone win the Mega Millions jackpot tonight? And then we'll compare the results and see what happens, because it hasn't happened. It's going to be a few hours before the drawing. So let's see. Will someone, okay, spirits, please work through these rods and tell us, will someone win the Mega Millions jackpot tonight? That seems kind of like a definitive yes to me. Is that what that's saying? Let's ask it one more time. We got to test this out. A/B test this here. Will someone win? Spirits, please work through these rods. Will someone win the Mega Millions jackpot tonight? I think someone might win if these things are right. If they're right, we will see. We will see. I think that's getting a yes, but what do you guys think? If you do play responsibly. Can you manifest a jackpot win with your imagination? All right, we'll ask it that. Thanks for your question. Okay, spirits. And you know what? I just realized you guys can't even see these. I'm going to put this up here so you can see it above the question. Okay. And you got to get it away from the microphone too. Okay. All right. Can you, excuse me, this is mustache. Okay. Can you manifest a jackpot win with your imagination? Can you manifest a jackpot win with your imagination? So we'll see what it says. Can you, spirits, work through these rods to answer this question? Can you manifest a jackpot win through your imagination? All right, so far it's not doing anything, but sometimes I just have to be a little patient. That's what I found from doing this last year, because I don't do dowsing rods like very often. But I did them last year on Halloween, and we're trying it again here. Can you manifest? Okay, I think it definitely went in, so I have to assume that's a yes. Can you manifest a jackpot win with your imagination? Work through these rods, spirits, please tell us. Thank you for telling us. All right, well, one of them is going definitively in. So take that. You can interpret that however you want. All right, which state will be the winner today? Well, that's a really good question, but this doesn't spell unless we wanted to go through the whole alphabet. So I guess I could just ask for a state, but I mean, I'd have to ask for a lot of states. So a yes or no question is usually better for these. Spirits are listening to us, Tim. Well, thank you. I agree with you. I'm such a firm believer in spirits, and I use the word God, but I really do believe in that. I pray all the time. I'm very much into that. And I don't believe we need something like this to connect with that, but this is Halloween, and this is what we're doing here today. But and I've had some really interesting psychic readings too, guys. I don't know if you ever have. Well, first of all, psychic readings aside, I've had dreams about people that have passed away with information that I didn't know about them in real life, people that are connected to me and connected to other people. And then I'll go and ask someone that would actually know. And they said, yes, well, that person did do this in their life, or this was how they were, and different things like that. Like, I'm such a firm believer in that. But I also have had readings about people that have crossed over, that are no longer in their body, like readings from other people that I found very interesting. And one was from this psychic in Canada that was excellent. But I've had a couple readings too recently for this YouTube channel because we teamed up with a sponsor. And so I do want to give a shout out to them. It wasn't about people that have passed away. At least mine wasn't. They weren't, but they were very interesting. And so I played a couple clips in a couple previous videos, but I do want to give a shout out to them since we have this up. Let me pull this up here real quick. And yeah, here it is. Yeah. So, so if you've ever wanted to speak with someone about your dreams or intuition, you can, if you want to, you can check out our channel sponsor, which is Psychic Source. It's one of our channel sponsors, and they do phone, video, and even text readings. And I have had a couple myself, which are really interesting that I mentioned, but there's a special offer at trypsychicsource.com/dreambig. We did put the link in the description where you can try your first 40 minutes for less than $20. So if you want to check that out, feel free to do that. But I do want to get back to these dowsing rods. So do you guys, my stash is giving me issues here. Cool costume. Thank you very much. So what questions do you guys have for these dowsing rods? That's a maybe. So, okay. Don't forget Europe, Tim. I would never forget Europe. I've interviewed quite a few people in Europe and also the UK. So definitely. Should we say, has Euro Millions happened yet? Because I pulled it up earlier and it hadn't. And the jackpot, let me pull this up. The jackpot, these are the jackpots for tonight or for this weekend. Euro Millions was 75 million euros, and that is for tonight. Has that happened yet? I'm going to see if this has happened. And if it's not, we're going to ask if someone's, and I don't think it's happened. So let's just go ahead and ask since you brought this up. Okay. Let's go ahead and ask this question. Will anyone win the Euro Millions jackpot tonight? Spirits, work through these rods. Tell us, give us the truth. Tell us the answer. Let's let it get under control here because they're kind of, sometimes when I pick these up, they start doing all kinds of things. We got to let it calm down. Okay. Will anyone win the Euro Millions jackpot tonight? Spirits, work through these rods to tell us yes or no. Will someone win the Euro Millions jackpot tonight? Yes or no? Okay. So, well, what does that mean? One of them went in and the other one stayed where it is. So I guess you can interpret that how you want, but that's what happened. That's the answer it's given to me. Love your videos. It has happened. Grateful. Well, thank you very much for your support. I really thank you very much. You are looking beautiful. Well, thank you. It must be the hat. I really appreciate it. You are building up my ego and my mustache. I'm winning the Euro Millions. Well, there we go. So we don't need the dowsing rods to tell us because Abundance Mindset 777 is winning the Euro Millions. Okay. Well, I wish you good luck. I've been believing for a long time ago and playing. I got hope. Thank you. I wish you good luck. Thanks for your comment. Spirits, will someone watching a winning lottery tonight or soon? Will someone watching? Well, so we asked if someone would win the lottery, and the answer was a definitive yes earlier. Now let's ask spirits, will someone watching this live or the replay win a lottery jackpot tonight or soon? Will someone watching this live or the replay win a lottery jackpot tonight or soon? Okay. It's hit the microphone. So it definitely went out. Okay. I'm going to take that as a yes. That's a good question, but play responsibly. And if that happens to you, come on to this show because we want to hear from you. We can indeed and are happy to and excited about keeping you anonymous if you prefer. And here is Sherry with the very generous $8.99 super from New Zealand. Sherry, she is one of the biggest supporters of this channel. Sherry, and welcome back. We haven't seen you in a while. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Blessings to you. New Zealand Powerball is at 33 million tonight. Wow. That's pretty high, I think, for the New Zealand Powerball. It's different than the United States Powerball. It's a different game, but it has the same name there with Powerball. And it's very popular. So Sherry, I wish you good luck. Thank you so much for the very, very generous. I mean, that's very generous. So thank you and blessings to you. Thank you for your support, Sherry. Appreciate that. It's great to see you too. Welcome back. Oh my God, I was just going to say specifically jackpot right after you said it. Isn't that funny how things happen and you're just thinking about something and then you see the word or someone says it? That type of thing happens to me quite often. I like the C8 Corvette Array S-Class Mercedes. It's a nice vehicle there. If I win tonight, I'm going to grab a jackpot with my ghost face mask. Did you see the Scream 7 trailer? I loved it. I've not seen the Scream 7 trailer, but I do have a ghost face mask. So you skipped over 2 super chats. All right, well, let's back up then. Thank you for letting me know, Nate. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but thank you very much. I recognize your name and your picture there. So thank you very much. And I'm going to back up because if we definitely don't want to miss any of the super chats. And here is one. There we go. There's one right there. $9.99. Extremely generous. Thank you for your support. I really, really appreciate it. It really means a lot. So thank you very much. And you're saying, happy Halloween, Tim. Please ask the rods if I will be a lottery jackpot winner and be an anonymous guest on your show in a costume. Well, so we have not yet hosted someone on here in a costume. I am just like so excited about the day that happens. It's going to happen. It is going to happen. And I mean, it's always possible that you're the first. We've definitely blurred people's faces, and not faces, but whole images. We've disguised voices, but we've not yet had someone come on in a costume. So let's ask these rods right here. Let them get under control because they're kind of crazy. And this time I'll try to stay away from the microphone so it doesn't hit the microphone. So we're going to ask the rods if you will be a lottery jackpot winner and be an anonymous guest on the show in a costume. Natalie. Okay. All right. So let's get this under control. All right. Spirits, please work through these rods and tell us, will Natalie be a lottery jackpot winner and come onto this podcast in costume? Will Natalie be a jackpot winner and come onto this podcast in costume? All right, let's see what it does, Natalie. And sometimes I just have to be patient. So we're just gonna be patient. But I do appreciate the extremely generous super, the $9.99. That is so symbolic. But I think I should concentrate on this. Will Natalie win a jackpot and appear on this podcast anonymously? Will she appear on this podcast anonymously in costume? Well, one of them, they're kind of creeping out. They're creeping out a little bit. And I mean, it's not saying no. It went out more than it went in. So yeah. So that's what it's doing, Natalie. It went out more than it went in, but it didn't go in like it didn't say no. So maybe, I mean, it's definitely not impossible. It's totally possible if I'm reading that correctly. But regardless, we know that it's possible. You don't need rods to tell you that. It is possible. Just play responsibly. And Natalie, I sincerely wish you good luck. Here's sending positive energy and luck to you. Thank you so much for the very, very generous, thoughtful super and for the excellent, excellent question. Thank you. And here, Yeba Robinson with a $5 super. Yeba Robinson, thank you so much for the very generous super as well. Hey, Tim, did your social life change greatly because you won at 21? We're going to get back to these rods in just a second, guys, but because you won at 21 years old. Also, what was it like for you to go out in public after winning? That's a really good question, Yeba Robinson. So a couple good questions. So social life at 21 years old, I mean, it was I really felt like an outlier because I kind of was. And most of the people around me, they didn't win the lottery necessarily, my friends, my family. And so I didn't know anyone that was even close to being in that place in life. And all of a sudden that happened to me overnight at the age of 21 from a gas station clerk. And so it was, I mean, it really psychologically and socially, it changed a lot of things. It felt like your life can go on different tracks, and all of a sudden I was on a totally different track. Or we talk about quantum physics in this podcast sometimes. It was like I entered another dimension almost. It was like really surreal. And the social life after winning, I part of me was super excited about it because, I mean, it's an exciting thing and most people are real positive and just happy for me. But on the other hand, part of me was sort of paranoid that people wanted me for the wrong reason. And it took a long time to overcome that because I really did feel like I was perceived as a walking ATM machine by a lot of people, especially people that didn't know me that well, where all of a sudden they were more interested in me than they would have been had I not won. And so I felt sort of like some people wanted me for that reason. And I was very paranoid about that. And it took a while to overcome that mentally and to sort of reshape how I view myself and how I view other people perceiving me, if that makes sense. It was like a learning curve. And I've written a lot about it in this book that I'm working on. And I did link to it in the description if you guys want updates on when that book is coming out. But it's such a good question. And especially, I think that can potentially happen to anybody. It doesn't happen to everybody, but it can potentially happen to anybody, but especially at a young age like 21. So thank you very much it doesn't mean it's bad to win at a young age, though. You can win at any age and be fine, and it can still be very, very positive. And that's one thing that I was determined to do, because most people weren't like that, but there were people that were like, naysayers because of the age. But I know, because I see, and I've met a couple of them, there are other people that win at very young ages that still thrive and still have a positive outcome in their life. So it doesn't have to be bad just because you're at a young age. But thank you so much for the very, very generous super, and for the very thoughtful, excellent question. Thank you very much. And I wish you good luck if you are playing the lottery as well. And if you're not, then I wish you good luck anyway. Thank you. And where's Tim? That's right. We're in disguise today. We are in disguise. Jesus is the way. All right. Well, thanks for your comment. We do talk a lot about spirituality and spirits and all that. I'm really a very spiritual person. I just don't talk about it much on this channel. Too much anyway. If I win tonight, Tim, I'm going to grab my jackpot with my ghost. Okay, we got to that. I love that. There was someone in Jamaica. Did you guys see this? I'll see if I can pull this up. This guy in Jamaica claimed in a scream mask. And this happened, it was like 2 or 3 years ago, maybe more. Don't quote me on the year, but I want to see if we can. All right. So we don't have that, but you guys can look at it. Or maybe we do, but it does happen like all the time. Not all the time. I'm sitting here trying to get the picture while I'm talking. All right, so let's see if I can pull this up. This guy, I assume it's a guy. I guess I don't even know the gender, but this person claimed this lottery jackpot wearing a scream mask in Jamaica. What do you guys think about this? There it is. $158,400,000. And that's Jamaican. But this was in, do we have the year? I don't have the year, but you can see the picture there. How awesome would that be? I mean, I think if you have the option to wear a costume, especially if it's on a day like today, Halloween, you wear a ghost face mask to claim the giant lottery jackpot. I mean, that you have to love that. But thanks for your comment. So let's dive back in. We are running short on time. We might pull up the dowsing rods one more time here. And let's, happy Halloween, fellow jackpot winners. Happy Halloween. That's right. And here is 1999 Super, the year that I won the lottery. That is so symbolic, so meaningful. Thank you very much, AP. Thank you. Blessings to you. And I wish you good luck. Thank you for your support with a very symbolic, meaningful 1989 Super. I am dying laughing. You're not using the rods correctly. I'd like to talk with you. I won 10,000 and then I won 62,000. And next I'm winning a lottery jackpot. Dreams are real. AP, thank you very much. It must be the mustache. The mustache is yeah, but AP, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I'm not a dowsing rods expert. I pull them out. Well, this is, I think, the second or third time I've ever used dowsing rods, and I've only done it here on YouTube, like significantly, because I'm not like a dowsing rods person, but I've watched some videos. I know enough to ask yes or no questions and to hold it like this. Well, I think this is right. But anyway, I have found sometimes that it is accurate when it goes yes or no, but I'll let you decide. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. And maybe you can give me a lesson on how to use dowsing rods if I'm doing it incorrectly. But I think they're fascinating. And the fact that you won a 10,000 and then a 62,000 prize, that's pretty cool. So if you want to be considered, we are filming short testimonials right now with different people with different amounts. It's not about the amount, it's about the story. And if you want to be considered for that, then feel free to email my team, because it sounds like you could be a good fit. And I love what you said about dreams being real too, because dreams, I think, are some of the most powerful things that we experience as human beings. So thank you very much for your support. I wish you good luck if you are playing, and congratulations on your wins. And thanks for your comment and for letting me know about my use of the dowsing rods if they're not quite right. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you. Love to share. The 10K story is so funny. I still remember that dream super clearly. Oh, so you dreamt about it and then you won, you're saying. So that's even more reason that we want to get you on this show for a testimonial. I love hearing stories like that. If you see Tim live with Deadpool, don't HMU. Okay. What? All right. My beautiful vacations are finally, all right. Vita. All right. So we are running kind of short on time, guys. Should we ask the dozen rods one more question? And there's a 279 sticker from Calvin Porter. Calvin, thank you very much, Calvin. I appreciate that. Blessings to you. I wish you good luck, Calvin. From this cowboy to you, I wish you so much luck and abundance and happiness. Thank you for your very generous super sticker, Calvin. What's something you do differently if you won again tomorrow? I would well, after I claimed it, because depending on the state in which I purchased it, if I had the option, I might claim it anonymously. But after I did that, I would I know what I will do is I will interview myself on this channel. So that will be different. So watch for that. You can also use use them to find stuff. Ask it to find. Yeah, didn't people use dowsing rods to find water and stuff like that? Ask it to point to a direction of what you want to find. Well, that's interesting. I've never done that. So you're saying that we can use the dowsing rods to point to the direction of something that we want to find. So could I take this like to a store with a lottery ticket and literally say, point dowsing? First of all, everyone would look at me like I'm crazy, especially with this outfit. But even if I didn't have this outfit, bring these in and say, point to the winning lottery winners, the winning lottery numbers for tonight. And that would be interesting. I would like to do that and have some cameras, like some hidden cameras around me, and see how people around me react. I love that. I love where this is going. Thank you. I've been having a lot of wins lately. My big one is close. Have a winning weekend, everyone. She's gonna write it. Well, she has written it. Look at that. Well, she's gonna write it. Thank you very much for the generous $5 super, for your positivity and for the luck. Let's everyone wish she's going to write it good luck, because I certainly am. Thank you very much. I wish you good luck and abundance and happiness. Play responsibly, but I sincerely, here's positive energy going to you. Thank you very much for your support. All right, so we do have to get going. Unless, well, not unless, we do have to get going. It is getting very late, but I do want to ask maybe one more question with these dowsing rods. Okay, let's see here. All right, let's ask, okay. 400. And here is a super rest in peace to my mom, October 27th. Oh, Sherry. Yes. Well, first of all, yeah. So if your mom just passed away, here's wishing blessings to you and to your family, because that, for a lot of people, that's just not easy. And so here's sending positive energy to you, Sherry, and to your family. And yeah, nothing but positive energy. I'm sorry for your loss as well. So thank you so much for being such a huge supporter. And I just want you to know that you're not alone, nor is anyone else that's watching this. Like, you're not alone when you lose someone that's close to you like that. And I'm sure that she is watching over you. But I just wish you nothing but blessings and positive energy to you and to your family. So thank you very much for your comment and for the very generous super. And yeah, and hang in there. And I wish you the best, and I'm sorry for your loss. So thank you very much. Okay. Thank you for going live. Very fun and inspiring content. Well, thank you. Thank you. So let's ask these one more time. Someone said I'm not doing this correctly, but we're not going to buy that for this last question. Let's pull down this video. Okay. November is a winning month for us all. Okay, well, let's ask. Claudia Johanna has just inspired the last question. Will someone in this chat room right now or watching this replay win the lottery jackpot in November? Will someone in this chat room or watching the replay win the lottery jackpot, a lottery jackpot, in November? Oh, well, I think I'm going to take that as a yes. I'm going to take that as a yes. And you have to take this seriously, because look at me. Look at me. I have the mustache and everything. So I'm going to take that as a yes. So wherever you are watching from in the world, I wish you good luck. Always play responsibly if you play. If you don't play, that's okay. But if you do, have fun, play responsibly, dream big, because at the end of the day, anything and everything is possible. Destiny favors the dreamers. That's what I say. But thank you guys so much. If you're celebrating Halloween, happy Halloween to you. There are new interviews coming soon on this channel, several interviews, including with someone that had a near-death experience who was a neurosurgeon who was skeptical about this sort of thing until this happened, as well as several people that have won different lottery prizes, including a $1 million winner whose husband passed out on the floor. Like it literally. So watch for these coming soon. Thank you guys so much for your support, and we'll see you soon.